Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle. In today's video, we're talking about Dfinity's internet computer from the ecosystem news to the charts because we're here to make some money, baby. Now, I was out in Zurich last week attending the Dfinity internet computer third anniversary birthday. This was an awesome experience, folks. I want to tell you guys something. I paid my own way, all of my own expenses to fly all the way across the world to get here for this, okay? This was one of the best crypto events that I've been to, bar none. This was amazing. The amount of networking, the amount of just crazy builders that showed up. It was just this kick-ass party. So thank you to Dfinity for putting that on. I will be going next year. No questions asked. I mean, that's, it is such a good party. But what's really cool is you're able to meet a lot of people that you've been kind of talking to or with the last few years or whatever in real life. And you get to make some real life connections, which go a long way, especially when you're doing business, trust, all that stuff. So got to meet people like Blockchain Pill, Jan, got to finally meet Dominic Williams in person, had a very nice, long, deep conversation with Dom as well. And I can't tell you guys like how bullish I am on his vision, all the people at Dfinity. It's just was really refreshing. While I was out there, we had Dfinity developers basically drop a bombshell on all of us. After proposal 129750 was adopted by ICP token holders, ChainKey USDC is now live on the internet computer, baby. Now, I can't wait for this to start getting integrated into all the DEXs and things like that. Basically, now we can hold stable coins in the form of USDC on the internet computer. So how cool is that? Right now, man, we have seen the supply of ChainKey USDC just skyrocket. I mean, this thing is just up only since they've released this. So my expectation is that continues, especially because on a lot of these DEXs, people want to take stables, right? So being able to maybe do that is going to go a long way. Chain fusion eliminates tribalism in dApp development, says Dfinity, making it as seamless as building on a single chain. So chain fusion, folks, I want to just kind of talk about this next project very briefly. It's called ZkCross Network, and I'm super bullish on ZkCross Network. I am invested in ZkCross Network, and really when it comes down to it, they are launching a DEX on the internet computer in Q3 of 2024. And really when it comes down to it, they have deployed ICP canisters for their decentralized indexing. So these are like bridge watchers, right? So they are constantly the system that's monitoring the infrastructure, the transactions, everything like that across ZkCross DEX. These things are going to be deployed on like 10 other chains. So this is going to be really beneficial because we're going to see lots of liquidity flowing across all these different chains. The fact that some of this bridge watching stuff is being built and thrown into ICP's canisters, great. We're going to see transactions on the IC go up. We're going to see ICP get burned from the ecosystem. So give these guys a follow. I'm super bullish on what they've got. You can also play poker, which I did do in their Discord. It was pretty fun. So check it out. But they are looking to basically launch a token here in Q2, which is right about now. They're going to have about a 2 billion supply. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So I don't know. We'll have to just kind of wait and see what happens. The markets are red, folks. And ICP, well, it's not sticking out. So we'll have to look for it. ICP, ranked number 23 on Crypto Bubbles. Down 5% on the day. We're trading at 1163. So what's happening? Well, here's the Noble Blocks chart, folks. I'm still bullish on the Noble Blocks project. There is somewhat of a little falling wedge here, but I need some more confirmation on these following candles to see if this squeeze is real. But let's take a quick peek at ICP and just kind of see what the heck is going on with this thing. So ICP, folks, really had a symmetrical triangle squeeze, and it looks like this thing is almost like breaking to the bottom side. And I do think that we might be gearing up to see some sort of reversal here soon. And there is a death cross. You might be saying, oh my God, a death cross on the daily charts, folks, that could be ramping up. So right now, we can see that this price is squeezing. How do we know this, folks? Well, we know this simply because we're getting these wide fluctuations in price. And now you can see these fluctuations are kind of tightening up, right? So we're seeing that frequency tighten up. Highs and the lows are coming closer together. That's a squeeze. What's interesting to me, though, is when I throw up Fibonacci time sequence, I want you guys to go in your phones right now, folks, right now. Open them up. Open up the calendars. Type in June 19th, Fibonacci time sequence on the daily chart. ICP, check in with 6 figs. So there's a whole lot going on here. The death cross, folks, you can kind of see, for those of you that don't know what the death cross is, okay, it's where price action comes down, breaks through the 50 moving average, breaks through the 200 moving average, although it hasn't done that yet. But once we see price action kind of wiggle down here, in this 50 moving average cross over that 200, that is called a death cross. And I think that we might be gearing up to see a death cross happen. However, death crosses aren't always necessarily bad. In fact, I did some videos on this a long time ago, which I'll go ahead and pin those in the end screens here so you can get the absolute alpha on possibilities of death crosses and golden crosses. We're going to look at the Bitcoin chart here too. And this is going to be some of the most important TA that you've ever seen today. I can guarantee you that. So right now, what do we got going on the Bitcoin charts? Well, you know what? We're having Bitcoin hold. Okay, so this is great. We're holding within the $58,000 to $60,000, $70,000 ish range. I am seeing right now, and we're going to get to that. Get back to what I was just talking about, the death crosses and stuff here in just a second. But there is almost like this inverse head and shoulders that is happening with Bitcoin, okay? And if we're at this period in time where we see Bitcoin maybe drop and dump the rest of the market, that might explain this next move on ICP. But getting back to the death chart, the death cross, golden cross, we're on the daily. You guys can see that. So here is an example of death cross right here. Classic example. Price comes crashing through the 50 and the 200, right? 50 moving average comes down, crosses the 200. Like within a day or two, that marked the bottom, and it was a reversal all the way back up to all-time highs back in 2021. So just because something is death crossing doesn't mean it's actually a bad thing. Here's another death cross. Within a couple days, we saw the bottom and we saw a nice reversal. And there are some times where golden crosses, like here's a little golden cross, price golden, we had a golden cross. The price reversed a little bit. So, I mean, it is what it is. It just is. So, when it comes down to it, we can see these things shake out really either way. And we're going to actually just look at this from a very quick historical perspective on the Binance charts. Right, here we go. Here is a classic example of what I'm kind of talking about. Price went rampaging up. We had the golden cross and the price dumped. Okay, so it just is what it is. You know, here's another example of a golden cross, price dumped, right? That was, of course, the coronavirus crash, but it is what it is. So back to ICP here really quick. Even though we've got this death cross happening, the time sequence that I'm telling you guys about has been spot on, down to the day. With that said, you guys can see that when I drew up this time sequence from this swing low to this swing high, it predicted a reversal point right here, increased volatility here, a reversal point here. Price came up, reversed on this candle. We had a nice reversal point here. So with all these time sequences confirming, and really this symmetrical triangle squeeze pointing to this time sequence, June 19th, guys. Just keep that on your minds. Good news on the weekly for ICP. Price is still way up over this Ichimoku cloud. Back in January, folks, I was telling you guys we're going to need a shoulder bounce off this 50 moving average to move up. We just are, because when it comes down to it, this is the first time ICP has ever been above the Ichimoku cloud in its entire life. So this is extremely bullish. One thing that I'm always kind of looking for too is the presence of Elliott wave theory. And when you start talking about Elliott wave theory, by default, span 2 to 3 can never be the shortest span of the sequence. Okay, so that means by default 0 to 1, you know, has to be at least the bare minimum of span 2 to 3. My favorite way to figure this out is to basically just draw this up like this. So I mean, this next move, we're going to just measure from maybe like the swing low here. You know, this next move could bring us up to $80 over the next few months going into the fall. We don't know yet. I mean, this is very speculative, not financial or trading advice. I want you guys to understand that. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're going to be coming back out with some more ICP content here in the next week. It's just been really tough for me to try to play catch up from being gone over in Europe last week, things like that. So I love you all, and we'll see you guys on the next video.